Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a review of my custom Christmas train set. Oh man, this took a day to make, to be honest. I mean, on and off work of course, but this took an entire day to put together, and I'm actually very happy with the result. So we got 4 cars and a main big engine. This is obviously twice the size of the standard Christmas train, because obviously it's 2 sets put together. Now there's a lot I want to go through, so why don't we just jump straight in. Let's do the train first to get this out of the way. So, I very nearly went with some power functions. Now, the way you can power the original train is to have a motor here, and it all goes through and the battery sits in the tender. I thought I'd try that, but just getting all the wiring inside such a small boiler couldn't work. Or at least I couldn't figure out a good enough way to be able to do so. So ultimately I went against it and just built it without power functions. I'll probably try something in the future with obviously like a motor or something, trying to get this moving on its own. But for what it is, it's actually a very nice looking engine if you ask me. Keeping some of the blacker details as well. It used to have, like the original engine had some white details around the front of the boiler here. But it's not something I really kind of want to have. Obviously with the white and black it's not going to be too visually pleasing. One thing I did try and do was obviously keep the little piston thing going on that was on the side. So I've attached that in. I also wanted to try and use pieces from the 2 sets and just pieces from the 2 sets. But it got to points where I decided to, I need a bit, so I have to dig around on like some of the black colour boxes. Some of the red boxes as well, just to get a few more details. But yeah, with this end result, I'm actually very happy. So obviously, normally this would be stuck on a little 1x1, which is actually holding this little bit here. But instead I got a 1x2, a little Technic brick as well to keep this in place, which is a much sturdier design. There we go. Trying to make sure it doesn't push over. The funnel is absolutely massive, and I like it, because why not? I like the idea of the original engine as well, where it had the little lamp thing going on. So I've got that as well as the bell that's on the back, which is pretty cool. I've got a light on the front of the face as well, because, why not? Moving along the boiler, again we have the little sidebar detail, which I think looks absolutely amazing. Plus it's having more gold on the engine, so, why not? We've got a dome, we've got the whistle of course, which is mandatory for a steam engine. I hope I used that word correctly. Oops. Let's take apart the tender one sec and have a little look inside. Now, it's not too busy inside. Oh, there's something falling in the background. Now, normally it is going to be built up, so there's little fireplace going on, but obviously trying to stick with the pieces that I used for the set, I couldn't really close that, so it's not too much of a problem for me. I did try something with these little white leaf thingies. I don't know what you would. I don't think they're called leaves. I think they're just detailed pieces. Really. Again, I don't know what word I would use to describe them. But I tried, a couple of other things that got to the point where I'm using this design. And I thought, yeah, sod it. I'm not gonna fight us with this anymore. It's just nice as it is. Just keep it as that. The tender is very similar to the original one. The only difference is it's probably just extended a little bit. So we got nice green pieces going along the side there. It's a very small tender as well. We got a 2-stud gap between the 2 wheels. Nice little plate going along the top there, as well as the plate going on the back. I did like that idea, so I went ahead and kept it. Again, it's just simple. It's nice and smooth as well. So all in all, very nice looking tender. And as the engine, in terms of its looks as a whole, it looks amazing. Well, of course it would, because, I made it. So let's move the engine out of the way. Move it out of the way. Start off with this. Why not? So this is the little flatbed that will carry all of the presents. Now, there's something I want to do, but a lot of people aren't going to be happy when I do this. So, there we are. Let's get a proper look at the flatbed. This uses a lot of the golden detailed bricks and some other ones as well. So obviously these little slope pieces don't come with the set. So I had to go grab some of those, and I've also Got some little grate pieces as well underneath just to fill that gap. I put a black piece under there originally, but it didn't look too good, so I thought, you know, get the golden piece just to straighten it out a little bit. And this does look quite nice. It's probably the most elegant looking flatbed, or just any piece of rolling stock I've ever made, to be honest. Especially with all the, you know, this actually looks good. The use of these white bricks actually looks really good. With all the gold and the combination of it all, and it just looks so nice. I love it. So again, it would carry all the toys, but I've just spilt all the toys out to the side. I don't really want to try and fill it back up again because I'm doing this one-handed, and I don't want to bore you with, you know, me just filling it up with toys for the next 60 seconds or whatever. So I'm going to have to leave it empty for now. We have a little flatbed, again a smaller one, with the trees, and they both spin. They both spin. This was actually easy to make. You basically copy the instruction details, you know, in order to be able to create that spinning effect, and you just cut it in half and do the same thing on the other side. And I did, and it worked. Lovely. I've got some little handbars, like guardrails or whatever you want to call them, on each side. These obviously again are pieces that do not come with the sets. These are like nunchuck style pieces from Ninjago, which is pretty cool. So I've used those just to fill that gap, and that's a detail as well. It does look pretty good. I've got steps on each side, or each corner rather, of the flatbed too, so people can actually get up and, you know, do a bit of cleaning or add some new toys to the bottom or whatever. But, you know, it's 2 spinning trees, and I like 2 spinning trees. If you don't like 2 spinning trees, then fuck off. Let's move on to the first thing that I made. This is the coach. Now that's a proper passenger coach. Look at that. This uses, obviously, I think all the parts from that I used to be able to build this are from the set. Actually no, yeah, these 4 little red slopes I added in that are outside the set. I think besides those 4, everything else is set exclusive. So if we actually have a look on the side, we've got a lot of the taller windows, we've got the doors along the side there. I've added these other arches just to extend it out, because it would get to here where my thumb is, and it'll be just a gap onwards, and it didn't really look too good. So adding these in I think was a good idea. Also, we do have ladders on the coaches, so it was obviously makes sense for them to be able to climb the ladder and grab a hold of something as they made their way in. The roof does come off. How good am I at taking the roof off? Let's find out. Not as bad as I thought it was. So inside, let's take off these 2 crossbeam pieces. So we got 2 of the tables set up, but only 3 chairs. It's not long enough to be able to accommodate 4 people. We've got 1 passenger in there, and you know, she's happy drinking her tea or coffee or hot chocolate or whatever. Something warm, because obviously it's winter time and it is fucking cold out there. So it needs to be a hot drink. Excellent stuff. I love this colour blue as well, especially as a roof piece. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's very nice, and I think to anyone who bought multiple sets of these will probably have those available on Bricklink. And I don't know about anybody else, but when I first completed this, I thought, does anyone else think this looks like something from the narrow gauge railway? It doesn't look like a full-scale coach. It looks like narrow gauge stuff. I don't know. That's just me. That's going to be in my mind for the next couple of days now. Right, let's move on to the last item, which is mostly outside the set. So, most flatbeds will carry coal or gravel. This carries snow. Because why not? You know, it's a Christmas set. You know, snow here, there and everywhere. Just have a bit of snow. It's very basic. Obviously, I've got some dark grey pieces going along the side of the walls there. We've got some gold pieces on the bottom, trying to add some more of the golden details. As you can see in the corners as well, I've got some more gold going along there. I wasn't too sure about adding these little handle pieces, but seeing as I had some left over, I think it was these last 2 left over from the set as well, I thought, so I may as well just stick them on. It's very basic for what it is, but you know, a snow carrying flatbed, why not? Just why not? You see these sort of designs on the winter station and some of the winter sets where they have little tiles to create some more snow effects. It's simple, but it works. And that is pretty much everything for my custom winter train. So, oh shit, without breaking it. Bollocks. I've broken the train, the front piece has come off. Hang on, give me a second, I need to fix this with both hands. There we go. And I've also added the toys back on the flatbed, so no one can yell at me for not doing that now. So there we go, that is my custom winter train review. I hope you all enjoyed this. I now need to make a video of this thing in action. But at the time of recording this, that doesn't seem very doable because I have lots of other projects going on at the moment. And the room is a shit pit. So, thank you ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.